Sometimes there are stories about the dark forces of nature which are almost too frightening to imagine. We push them to the back of our mind, denying their existence. For years, sailors have recounted sightings of deep-sea monsters, and fishermen of strange and peculiar underwater creatures. In this story, George had always insisted he had seen a giant conger, but tragically, no one really believed him.
I'll have another pint, please. In there.
I'll get that.
Oh.
And I'll have one as well.
Uncle George. Hello. Long time no see, eh? How are you keeping then?
Can't complain.
I haven't seen much of you recently. What have you been up to?
Fixing the boat, you know.
Been a while since you've been out, in all but.
I get out enough.
Cheers. Well, down the hatch.
I tell you what, Tony, I was thinking of going out on Saturday, springtide. I'm going after that conger.
What go? Oh, yeah. That giant. The one that got away. That must be the best story you've ever told. You're never going to get over him, George.
Don't you laugh now. This is serious. He was mine, that old conger. You should have seen him.
I wish I had.
Biggest ever. Bigger than anything I've ever heard about. A record breaker, a real record breaker, and I had him. He was right out of the water when the line snapped. Still can't believe it happened. I still lie awake dreaming about him. But I'll get him, you see if I don't. If you want to go out on a fishing trip, Tony, this is the one.
Count me in. Sounds great. So we're going after him on Saturday?
Aye.
You sure he's still out there? Must have been at least 3 years.
2. He's still there. I know.
How do you know? Someone else might have got him.
No, I don't think so, Tony. We'd have seen the pictures. He's still out there, take my word.
Well, I mean... Okay if I bring the boy along?
All right. But just you two, mind. Well, I must be on my way.
Huh?
I'll be in touch.
Yeah, sure. See you, Uncle George.
That you, Tony?
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Yeah, it was all right. Bumped into Uncle George.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Going fishing with him on Saturday.
I thought he'd given all that up.
Only because he hasn't got anyone to go with these days.
No, he hasn't, has he?
Poor old boy. I think he gets very lonely. He hasn't been down the pub in ages. It's funny.
What?
I think he'd only been there a while. Had a bit of a chat and then he left.
Well, it's not like he's popular, is it?
Oh, come on. I don't know what you've got against George. Turn that off. He's had a really rough time these last few years.
That's true.
He's really been through it. First Meg leaves him and then Ted got drowned. Think about it. He lost his wife and his best friend in the space of 2 years. No wonder he's a little strange.
Strange? More like deranged, if you ask me.
Come on.
I can still remember him at Ted's funeral. Sent shivers down his spine. The look on his face.
How do you expect him to look? He was very upset. He doesn't show his feelings very well. Blokes like that never do.
Well, I reckon he looked queer. Sitting bolt upright like that, sneer on his face. You know, I went up to talk to him and he just stared right through me. He's been like that ever since.
I know, but he's obviously coming out of his shell a bit. Fishing trip will do him good. Well, I'll have to get a rod from somewhere.
You can use your old one. It's up in Danny's room.
What, that thing's not big enough.
It's big enough for fishing off the pier. You won't catch anything anyway.
Cynic. Anyway, George will probably have a spare on the boat.
Boat? Tony, you're not going on that boat.
I am. We're going to bring back a big conger, a record breaker.
You're going out with him? Out to sea?
Yeah, it'll do him good. I thought the boy could come too.
No way. He's not old enough.
He is. He's 14, for God's sake. I was going out at his age. He'll enjoy it. You're overprotective, Sarah.
Tony, Danny is not going out. I won't allow it. And I don't want you going either. I don't want you on that boat with that man. Do you hear? I don't want you going out with him.
Calm down. It'll be okay. Honestly.
Please don't go. I really don't want you to.
I said I would. I feel sorry for him. He's a lonely old man, and he's my dad's brother.
Think about me. How am I going to feel while you're out there? Please don't.
Come on, Sarah. It'll only be for a couple of hours, just to keep him happy.
Tony, please.
Oh, well. OK. Anyway, don't worry. He'll probably forget all about it.
Hello, love. Did they win?
Flaming draw. 1-1. Makes me wonder why I bother going. What's for tea?
Steak. Won't be long. Call Danny in, will you?
In a minute. I'll just go and wash my hands.
Oh, dear. I'll get it.
Right.
Oh, Sarah. You in?
George. Tony, it's for you.
Who is it?
George.
Be there in a minute.
Won't you wait in the living room?
Who here?
Tea'll be ready in a minute, Danny.
Right, Mum. What's he want?
Be quick.
Yeah.
Tea's nearly ready.
Oh, George.
Tony, ready for tonight then?
Yeah. The trip.
You hadn't forgotten, had you?
It's not that. It's just...
Well, what then? She trying to stop you?
No, not really. Besides, I haven't got a rod anymore.
Plenty on the boat. I've got all you need. See you down there, 7:30.
Well, all right then, but don't say anything to Sarah. I'll see you there then.
I'll be off. You've got to eat your supper. Smells good. See you.
Tony,
Yeah?
tea'll be spoiling.
Yeah, all right. Go in.
Well, what did he want?
The trip. He remembered.
And you said no. Tony, I asked you, begged you not to go.
Well, I said I would, Sarah.
Why? Why did you say that? You know I don't want you to.
I couldn't disappoint.
Oh,
He was my favourite uncle when I was a kid. He was really good to me. He's had a hard time of it. I feel I owe it to him, and that's all. Anyway, I'm going.
but you said you wouldn't.
No, I didn't. I didn't say that.
You'd do anything he told you to, wouldn't you? Why can't you stand up for yourself?
Because I want to go, all right. We're going to catch that conger.
Rubbish! You're just scared of him. That's why you're going.
I don't care what you say. I'm going fishing, and that's that. Mum? You okay? What's wrong?
Oh, Danny.
That's all right, Mum. It's all right.
Oh, we just had a terrible row. He's gone off with that awful uncle of his.
He'll be back soon. It's only a fishing trip.
You know about it?
Uncle George told me when I was finishing the lawn. They reckon they're going to catch a big conger, a record breaker.
Don't you talk to that man. Do you hear me? Don't you ever talk to that man.
Come on, Mum. It's all right. That'll be back soon. Now, let's have tea before it gets cold, eh?
Yes, all right. Sorry, love.
It's okay. Come on. Let's eat. I'm hungry. It's getting dark. Moon's coming up. We're nearly there yet.
Yeah, there. See to the anchor.
Right. So this is it?
This is it, all right. See those rocks? We're right over the reef. This is where he is.
Never been out this way before.
I'm not surprised. You have to know the tides or you could get into trouble.
Look at that sky. It's marvellous.
Do the bait while I sort the lamp out.
Okay. Certainly spent enough on gear. How much did this little lot come to?
Enough, lad, enough.
Hey, what's the spear gun for? Or something I ask. Shiny new knife as well.
Had the knife off Andy. A gift.
Oh, I hope you're paying for it.
I just told you, it's a gift.
Yeah, but you've always got to pay for a knife. Even if it's just a few coins, it's bad luck if you don't.
Nonsense.
Oh, I don't know. You should be careful about luck. A nice knife, though. Here's your bait. Oh, I love it at night. George,
What?
I said I love fishing at night. I don't care if we don't catch anything. It don't matter. It's just nice being out here.
What are you talking about?
Huh?
Of course it matters. You're going soft in the head. We came here to catch that fish. That big conger, right?
Yes.
That's what
yeah,
I'm doing here. Now shut up and fish.
George, what was it like that night?
Just like this. I had the lamp up and the moon was full, so I could see all right. I was anchored here. Spring tide like tonight. Really high.
Yeah.
I've been out 3 hours, more. Caught nothing. Nothing round these rocks. I was about to go in when the line started going crazy. You know, as if a boat had caught it, really that fast. Of course I started to pull in. I knew I had a record breaker. Nearly pulled my arms out, but the line held. It was half an hour pulling that line in.
Half an hour?
Patience, you know, that's what catches conger, patience. There's a big enough hook. Could have hung a side of pork on it. I was knackered by the time I finally got into the side. It was thrashing around like a rabid dog. Biggest I ever saw.
Yeah.
Bigger than any I ever heard about. Must have been over 100 pound. Must have been. I had him out of the water. I almost had him in the boat. And then I saw his eyes. His eyes.
Then what?
Then the line snapped. I was in a dream, Tony, a dream. I couldn't believe it. I don't remember going back to the harbour or more in the boat or driving home. All I remember are his eyes.
I know what you mean. I've seen a few face-to-face, black, beady eyes. Evil bastards.
That didn't work for a week afterwards. My back and shoulders were on fire. Agony. Bloody agony.
Imagine pulling in a fish as big as that. I bet you'd have got in Angler's World. I bet you would.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, you think he's still around here, then?
Yes.
How do you know he ain't dead? I mean, after you nearly got him last time, he might have drifted to the bottom dead.
He's still there, I know. It's a feeling. They're tough bastards, those conger. Hard as nails, they don't die easy. Not even when they're dead. You can cut the head off and the body will thrash around for ages.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I caught one once. Had his head off and I took him in. Put his body in my freezer. Took it out about a week later. Those muscles were still twitching.
Oh, gruesome. Oh, those teeth. Give me the willies.
Lad, you get bitten by a conger, you know about it. A big one can take your fingers off and ruin your hand. Not only that, they don't let go. Like a Rottweiler. They bite and then hang on. Their jaws clamp. Cutting the head off won't help. You have to break the jaws with a hammer.
Vicious fish.
Powerful bite. They turn up when you least expect them. Me and Ted were out pulling these pots about 3 years ago.
Yeah. What happened?
We pulled in the pots. No lobsters with one big conger. Ted wasn't mucking around. He had that thing out of the pot with a shark hook, slapped it down on the deck, sliced its head off, no missing. It was the middle of the afternoon, and there were a lot of gulls following the boat, you know, after scraps. Ted smiled at me and said, "What's this?" And he threw the head up into the air, and the birds dived to grab it, you know, catch it mid-air. And one bird, a big blackback, got to it first, but he got more than he'd bargained for. That conger's jaws snapped close around his head. We heard the crunch, and that gull fell down into the sea, dead. Ted laughed at it.
That's the first time you've talked about Ted since the accident. You must miss him.
Leave it.
You've been different since then. Everybody says so. You were like brothers, you two. It must have been terrible. Meg leaving, and then Ted drowning. It must have been...
I said leave it.
Wind's getting up. I'm going to get my coat. You want something? I got sandwiches and stuff.
No.
Oh, that's better. Sure you don't want some tea? I like tea and sandwiches when I'm fishing. Bacon and egg? George, you okay?
Fine.
You have to stop mourning.
Mourn? What's to mourn? The sea don't mourn, and neither do I.
We've been worried. You haven't been yourself for a long time. I wanted to talk to you about it.
Nothing to talk
That's why I
about.
came out. You can't keep on like this. It's been nearly a year now since Ted drowned.
Nearly. Exactly. This very night.
A year, you said? Oh, yeah, that's right. It was spring tide as well, wasn't it? Were you out that night? Out after your conger, your giant bloody conger?
You don't believe me, do you? Well, wait and see. You'll see him, and then you'll know.
What makes you so sure?
I know.
Wind's really getting up. Could be a storm coming.
Nothing on the forecast.
Yeah, it's blowing pretty fierce. Maybe we should head in. George,
What?
I said maybe we should head back. Sarah'll be worried.
Sarah? You think I came all this way just to turn back the minute we get here? No fear, lad. I said we were out for the night, and we are. You don't like it, you shouldn't have come. You should have listened to the little lady.
It's getting rough.
What's the matter with you? It's not that bad. Been out in worse many a time. Can't you swim or something?
No, I bloody can't. Not in this, anyway. Not in the dark. Let's head back. We could be in before last orders.
Now, you shut up, you shut up! Said I was going to catch that conger, and I will.
You're obsessed, that's what you are. Come on, George, for God's sake, what do you reckon, eh?
We're staying put. I want that conger, Tony. It's my boat, and we aren't budging an inch.
I wish I'd stayed in. I could be at home in front of the fire or down the local. I don't want to be here. I feel sick.
This is a special place, you know that.
Special?
The ship's broken on this reef. There are bones on the seabed, some of them new. Divers have gone down to see the ships, and some of them drowned. This is a wild place. There are cracks that go down deep, deep. You see whirlpools form some night. You hear whispers on the wind. Many things have happened here. No wonder this is where he is.
Stop going on about that.
No other fish round in the sea. They all stay away. This reef belongs to him. I bet he has his hole in one of the ships, but he does.
I just want to go back. I don't like this place.
Wait till you see him. The size of him.
I don't want to see him.
You wait.
God, it's cold. It's so cold.
You feel it, can you? Wind is dying away. Squall is over.
I don't know. I really don't know. Strange. Freak, weather's just stopped. Spooky.
Nothing to worry about now.
I still want to go back. Oh, bloody hell! What happened to the light?
Calm down. The gas has run out.
You got a spare cylinder?
No.
Well, we'll have to go back now. There's no point fishing for conger without a light to bring up to the surface.
We don't need a light. They will come. It is the time. Huh? They are all down there now, down deep around the reef, looking up at us. They know we're here. Huh? They know why we've come. They know we came for him. They will come up.
You're mad.
Listen. Do you hear it?
What?
The whispers.
You're out of your head. Oh, look!
Him.
I saw him. I saw him. He just came up and looked at us and dived again. He's massive.
Massive. Now you know why we came.
He's too big. We'll never take him. That thing's a monster.
Can you hear? Can you hear them?
What?
Listen!
What in God's name was that?
The host of the king.
George!
Do not fear them. It will
George!
not help.
George! Oh, George, your face. Your face.
Stop your noise and be careful, lad. You'll fall overboard if you're not careful. What's up with you now?
Your face. Something different. The moonlight on it made it look... I've had enough. I demand you take me in. I mean it.
You don't understand, do you?
I want to go back right now. Right now. Oh, please, take me back. I can't stand this. I can't stand it.
Look! Look at the host!
Hundreds. The sea's full of them. Swarming. God, I must be losing my mind. Get us out of here, George. Get us out.
They are the host and he is their king. See him. See them part around him. See his power.
Too big. We'll never catch him. George, please. Don't you see we've got to leave?
Of course we could never catch him. I would never want to. Not after that first time. He spared me. He made me a servant.
I don't understand.
It makes a good story, the one that got away. An excuse, an enticement. A lie. They're hungry now.
Oh,
look at them.
I don't want to look at them.
The king requires tribute. The king must have his due.
George, what's happening to you? What's happening? What's happening to you? Oh, God. Ah, your face! It's changing again! Stay away!
Age is the way. To everything its due. Power decides. The sea never mourns.
Stay back. Now, stay back, I mean it. You take one step closer, and I'll spear you.
Tony, lad, calm. What are you doing? You mad or something?
Take me back. Take me back, or I'll spear you.
Whatever you say, but for God's sake, don't point that thing at me. Oh, okay. I'll take you back. What is wrong with you?
These Congas, they're evil. Evil.
What Congas, lad? We haven't caught a thing all night. Put the spear cunt down, Tony. You're upset, imagining things.
They've gone. Gone. A second ago, the sea was full of them, thousands.
Look, now, put that thing down. I'll take you back. You must be tired of something. You were shouting and talking to yourself and acting mad.
But I saw them, George. You were with them. They were all around the boat. I saw them. I'm sure I saw them.
Yeah. Well, I'll take you back. Give me the gun.
It was so real. Oh, I don't feel well. God, I'm sorry. You need to take it. Sorry. I don't know what came over me.
Thanks. You should be careful with these things, you know.
God.
They can kill. Just like with Ted. Poor Tony. Does he? Make a terrible mess of glands of bowels, don't they? Real pain now, as I ease it out. Slow, like... See? Meg screamed just like that. And my poor darling Meg. Pigs to the slaughter. Looked so startled. Didn't understand why it had to happen, you see. Neither of them.
For God's sake. Help me.
Yes. Come on. Let's get you over the side.
George, please, don't throw me to them.
Don't fret, lad. It won't do you no good. The king wants you, see. The king told me to bring another tribute. He sleeps by day in a nest of bones and skulls. He's great in years. Always has had a servant to bring in the tributes he desires. I'm a lucky man. You are lucky. It's not like dying. You'll become part of them, in them. You will shoot across the bottom of the sea with the host. You will roll and spin in the jungle of weeds among the sunken ships of 1,000 years. You will sleep in the cold and the black in the underwater caves with all those other naked, eaten souls. You'll not be alive, but you will continue forever in them, of them, under the sea, in the dark tides.
Uncle George, please. No!
Come on, where are you? You coming out then? Come on if you're coming. The moon is climbing in the winter cold. It's 7 o'clock and as dark as love, and it's time. Time for us to be on our way. Ah, here you come. Got you. Got you now.
Uncle George! Are you there? Uncle George?
Here I am. You coming then?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Right then, this way, Danny. We'll go across the fields.
Right.
You remember our little chat, Danny? Your mother doesn't know about this.
You told her I was going to a friend's house, Jason Anderson.
Good lad, she wouldn't understand. You know what she thinks about me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's not fair the way she talks about you. It's just not fair.
You can't blame her for that, lad.
No, she doesn't understand. I tried to explain to her that it wasn't your fault, but she wouldn't have it. Blew her tongue.
Grief. It's hard to mourn.
But it's been exactly a year since Dad...
I know.
I'm really worried about her, Uncle George. She's getting worse.
It'll be easier after tonight. We'll go out to the reef and I'll show you where your dad drowned. You'll be able to accept it then, and the ghosts will leave you be.
I hope so. It's really good of you to take me out.
It's a debt I must pay.
Danny, don't go. Oh, God. Oh, just a dream. Just a dream. Where is he? Danny? You in? Danny? He should be back now. What time is it? 10 o'clock? Oh, God, Danny! Danny, you in here, love? He's not back. He's not back. Calm down, Sarah. Calm down. Telephone. Come on. Mrs. Anderson, it's Sarah Wilcox here. It's Danny with Jason. No, when did he leave? He wasn't there at all, but he said he was... Are you sure? Oh, God. No. Danny! Danny!
Danny was never found. Just another terrible accident. George, of course, swore he had never seen the boy. This all happened almost a year ago. At this very moment, the conger is lurking, waiting for his next tribute, and George is searching for a suitable victim. Please, take care. John Hollis played George, Paul Copley, Tony, Anne Windsor, Sarah, and Nicholas Murchie, Danny. Vicious Fish was written by John Duckman and Gregor Grice, and directed by Martin Jenkins. My name is Edward D'Souza, the Man in Black. Next week's story takes us away from the ocean deeps into the deep south of the USA, and then even deeper into the dark world of voodoo. Do join me, if you dare.